Hello everyone and welcome to a new YouTube video about Virgo season, and the upcoming eclipse season is already in the field. So let's dive in. If you don't know me, I'm Verena Borell. I work with evolutionary astrology and intuitive guidance, and I'm also currently enrolled as a student of Somatic Experiencing International to combine astrology and somatics and really bring astrology more and more into your body onto planet Earth. And yeah, we have a lot to cover. Virgo season is big. Virgo season comes with a lot of changes, and these changes have already been in the field since Leo season, because we already had a mutable T-square and a Mars-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini in the last weeks of Leo season. But yes, I think the main topic of this video and of Virgo season for everybody is, how can you stay centered in the midst of changes? Virgo season has already the lunar eclipse in Pisces, which I will cover later. That means the very transformative eclipse season is already here. It's coming. Eclipses are catalysts for change. These are full and new moons happening at the lunar nodes or in conjunction to the lunar nodes. And the lunar nodes are all about our soul's evolution on an individual and collective level. So sometimes portals are opening, chapters are closing, and it's all for our soul's evolution. But because our nervous system loves everything that is known, because what we know feels for our nervous system safe. So changes are always very stressful for our body, our nervous system, and us. And also in evolutionary astrology, Jeffrey Wolf Green always talks about these two desires of our soul. The one desire is the desire for evolution, to return to source, and the other desire is the desire for staying in the known, because evolution means change, and that means, that confronts us with fears. So this whole Virgo season is not only very about changes and mutability because of the eclipses. There are some other reasons. First of all, Virgo is a mutable sign. So we are diving, it's in between seasons. We are coming from summer into winter if you live in the northern hemisphere. Virgo is mutable, it's earth, it's yin. It's yin, so that means a lot. It's very important to integrate. But yeah, later about that. I talk later about that. And the other thing that is so intense this year in Virgo season is that Jupiter is in Gemini, Mars is in Gemini until September 4th, and Saturn is in Pisces. That means we have the situation which comes back in December 2024, that we have a square between Saturn in Pisces and Jupiter in Gemini. And now all planets that go through Virgo build a T-square. I will show you the new moon chart in a second, then you can see it visually what I mean. And this mutable T-square really symbolizes that there are many changes that need to happen. Maybe you feel that some things have been working until they no longer work, and you need to make new decisions. You need to take new paths. Maybe you are in the midst of changes, and maybe there is a lot of insecurity, and you are not knowing exactly where to go. And I feel that we all can experience right now an enormous amount of expansion and also an enormous amount of contraction. So maybe new paths are opening up, and this also confronts you with doubt, uncertainty, and fear. And I think it is so important to really center yourself again and again and take baby steps and allow yourself that changes are happening and that you allow yourself to change and to take new decisions. And on the other hand, don't think that you have to figure everything out right now, but that solutions will come when you start going forward and moving forward. So Virgo is all about titration. In somatic experiencing, we say titration, to taking baby steps. And that is Virgo. Virgo is not about overwhelm your system and yourself with, I need to decide everything right now and I need to be perfect right now and I do it perfectly and know everything. No, it's really about right now. What is in my capacity? What am I able to do? What is the next step? Can I stay in the here and now and trust that solutions will come? Can I follow the signs? Can I, and here comes Pisces, can I trust that everything will unfold in the perfect way? And we have later in the month, also around, not later in the month, around September 3rd, at the new moon, we have a square between Mars and Neptune. And I think Mars and Gemini squaring Neptune retrograde in Pisces is all about, okay, I take action on the one hand, but on the other hand, I need to release fixed ideas. I need to release the outcome. I need to release the idea that I know what's best for me, what's best for my project, what's best for my endeavor. And I really surrender to a higher will. I trust that maybe a new project will exactly unfold as it is good. I can do what feels true in the here and now. I can take the steps, I can take action, but also there is this certain amount, and maybe with Neptune, big amount right now, of things that you cannot control. And where maybe we have the lunar eclipse in Pisces, maybe things evolve and develop and unfold in a different way than you thought they should or they must. And this is not a bad thing, because what if you have faith, Pisces? What if things are actually better than expected? Quotation marks better, because I think bad and good is always very relative. So allowing yourself to taking action, taking baby steps, not knowing everything right now, and also trusting that you cannot and should not try to control everything. And there is another thing that I want to talk about. Because I think that Virgo season comes always after Leo season. So Virgo comes after Leo. And in Leo season, you maybe had this experience that you allowed yourself more and more to bravely and authentically show up in your relationships, in your work, at your workplace, in your life, to feel more courage to be yourself. We had the planets in Leo, the sun in Leo, have all built a trine to the North Node in Aries. So it's very much about this self-actualization, becoming the leader of your life, You can watch my YouTube video about Leo season to dive deeper into that. There was a braveness, and maybe you also experienced this deeper connection to your calling, to your purpose. Leo is about our calling in this life. It is our light. It is our inner light that is sourced by source, by the divine light. And maybe you came into contact with this light, with this calling. Maybe you felt more braveness to answer the call, to follow your heart, to follow your heart's mission. Maybe you had a new idea for a completely new project, or for maybe new relationships came into your life. And now in Virgo season, we always have the opportunity to refine, to develop, and to evolve these things. It's really about seeing, okay, what does serve me, what does not serve me, what needs refinement. I feel always in Leo season very creative and a little bit messy. Everything is a little bit messy. So I have these things that come through me and I feel deeply there is something new. This time there's something new, a new program that wants to come through me, that wants to be birthed through me, that I want to create, that I'm called to create. And then in Virgo season, it's to really do the work, refine it, bring it onto paper, bring it into the world, do the earth things. Leo is fire, it's inspiration, it's spirit. And then Virgo says, okay, but what are the steps that we need to do to bring it into life, into our body, into the world? So maybe if it's more a personal thing, what are the habits, what are the rituals, what are the routines that help you to really ground your Leo inspiration into your daily life, into your body, into your environment? If it's more a creative project or a business project, what are the steps that you need to take to bring this project into life? Not onto paper, maybe into an online product or something like that. Yeah. What are the steps that you need to do so that it can become reality? And I think that, there is this need with Virgo that we all feel with our Virgo energy, and everybody has Virgo energy in them. So it doesn't matter if you have planets in Virgo or not. Virgo is an archetype that is all-encompassing. It's in the world, it's in you. We have Virgo season every year. The sun moves through Virgo every year. You have Virgo in your chart. And maybe the parts of you, the Virgo parts of you, are more activated during Virgo season often. And that can mean that the need to serve, the need to be in service might become stronger right now and in the next weeks. And I think that we have all of these myths and misbeliefs and misconceptions and very hurtful, sometimes patriarchal religious beliefs that being in service and being humble means that you have to self-sacrifice, that you have to work hard, that you have to completely release all of what you want and just be here for others. So this completely self-sacrification, forgetting about your own needs and just being there for others and solving the problems of all of your people, all the people around you and of the world. And I think that is really a very, very unhealthy and unnatural belief. And I think it comes from, maybe religious systems that believe in things like, if you are born in a body, then you are sinful, and all of these things that I think were brought into the world to keep people small so that they just work and follow the rules. And this is still in our world. And especially if you are a service provider, or if you are working in more in the spiritual spaces, maybe you teach yoga or something like that, and you feel this deep calling to be in service, I think it is very, very dangerous to fall into this trap of, okay, service means I need to forget everything what I need and want and just be there for others. And if we really want to dive deeper and come to the original version of service, if you ask me, with Virgo, Virgo is the virgin. That means Virgo, the original phrase Virgo comes from Latin, Virgo, virginis, and that just means that that is a woman that was not married. That means that was a woman that was free. And with Virgo, we learn to be whole unto ourselves. And with Virgo, we learn self-sovereignty. And I also feel with Virgo this extreme priestess vibe. This priestess vibe, the priestess, she is in service, but she also withdraws regularly. So I think there is, and if we now think that Leo comes before Virgo, it is really all about being in service in a new and authentic way. And being truly humble means that you are yourself, that you share authentically who you are and what wants to come through you. Because then you are doing what you are here for. Then you are in service. When you allow yourself to follow your heart, to be yourself, to show up authentically, then you are at your right place. Then you are doing what you are here for. And I think that true service and true humbleness sometimes also means stepping out of the way. Don't let your fears make the rules. So what is calling you? What came to you maybe through Leo season? What do you feel called to bring into the world, to manifest, to make it real? And what are the fears? Are there fears that other people reject you? Are there fears that you don't have the strength or the capacity or the skills to make it happen? Are there fears that you are not good enough to do that? Are there fears that you are not perfect enough to do that? And I think it's really important to not push these fears away, really acknowledge the fears. Fears are here for a reason. And you can step a little bit back and have an objective view on these fears and see, okay, where do I really need some refinement? Where it is important to maybe learn something or to evolve in a certain field? And also, where have I already done hundreds of courses, and it's really the fear that I'm not good enough and the fear of rejection that holds me back. So really seeing what is here with a more objective view. And then also, if you are asking your fear, what do you need? And maybe you are listening to it, that does not mean that you follow it. So going out of the way, letting your heart's calling and this thing that wants to come through you into the world. Allow yourself to be authentic, to follow your heart, and learn to hold your fear. somatic works helps a lot with that. I'm not saying that because I work with astrology and somatic experiencing. I'm really sharing from my own experience that I have this experience right now that I feel strongly that there are a lot of fears, and it is important to don't let these fears take over me so that I act in alignment with the fear, but in alignment with the bigger calling. And that does not mean that I push the fear away. That does mean that I hold it in my body, that I'm with the fear, but that does not take over me. So I am not my fear. A part of me is fearful or scared. So you are not your fear. A part of you is scared. And it is really helpful to locate this part in your body. So you can close your eyes for a moment right now, if this is the topic for you, and really notice and observe, where do you notice sits the fear? Maybe it's a tension in your throat, or it's maybe a tightness in your feet or something like that, and just locate the fear and then feel a part that feels less tight or feels less scared. That helps a lot to really handle and hold these feelings of contraction and of scarcity that come up when we are in changes, when we show up more authentically. And before I go further, I want to show you the charts of the new moon and the full moon. So this is the new moon. It's happening on September 3rd. And you see here what I already described. The new moon is opposite Saturn and Pisces, and here's Jupiter and Gemini. That means we have this mutable T-square between the new moon, Saturn, and Jupiter. Before during Leo season, we had a T-square between Venus in Virgo. So this mutable T-square energy is here for longer. Later in the month, at the end of September, in the last half of September, Mercury will go through Virgo and build this T-square with Saturn and Jupiter. And also during the new moon, we have this square between Mars and Neptune. So this really, the balance between taking action, making it happen, don't follow the fear, taking the next step, taking baby steps, and also trusting that solutions will come on the way, and that you are not attached to the outcome, but that you really trust that the outcome will be maybe a little bit different than what you expected, but that also this has a reason. And I think this will then be very, very emphasized during the full moon lunar eclipse on September 18. The dates and times are Central European time. So don't be confused if the times are different to yours. So the full moon in Pisces, the full moon lunar eclipse, it's a north node eclipse. So it's happening on the Aries north node. And you see the moon is already in a pretty close conjunction to the north node. And the sun is, of course, in Virgo. And there's also the situation that, Saturn still squares Jupiter, and with a white orb, we have the T-square situation. Mercury is at this point already is in Virgo, and we have Mars, is applying to a trine with Saturn. And I feel that especially at this lunar eclipse, this topic of surrendering more, trusting the outcome, really allowing life to come to you, receiving life more, not being always, not having the need to control everything, but to really be more receptive for life and for the opportunities that want to come to you. So we are in this situation with Jupiter and Gemini that new paths are opening up. We are in the midst of changes. I mean, it's emphasized now because we have the Saturn-Jupiter square, but with Jupiter and Gemini, it's a huge topic that you need to go new ways. You need to go new ways and new opportunities come to you. You are curious on your life's journey with Jupiter and Gemini. And Saturn is always asking, does that serve us long term? And also there's this element of releasing old structures and old beliefs. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that maybe you saw it, Pluto is in Capricorn again, and Uranus is stationing retrograde at the new moon and is still retrograde, of course, because Uranus is retrograde for around 5 to 6 months during the full moon. And also I wanted to talk a little bit about Vesta and Venus, because I think the topics around relationships are, of course, strongly in the field, especially with the North Node and the South Node still in Aries and Libra. Where to start? I think I want to talk first about the topic of relationship. So you saw that, I can show you again, sorry. At the new moon, Venus is conjunct the South Node, is conjunct asteroid goddess Juno, who is all about soul contracts and relationships, and about Diana. And she's all about our untamed wild nature. And this is happening in Libra. And at the full moon, we have the situation that Venus in Libra is opposite Chiron in Aries. And I have the feeling that especially with again, at the new moon, at the full moon, Mercury is conjunct Vesta, and at the new moon, the sun and the moon are conjunct Vesta. So Vesta plays a big role here too. And I feel that when we look just at the natural zodiac, Virgo comes before Libra. And I already said that in Virgo, we learn self-sovereignty. And we learn really to find a balance between being in service and retreat. And I think that when we bring Vesta into the mix, this is even emphasized because the Vesta priestesses, the myth or the story goes that the Vesta priestesses have been in service with often sacred, sometimes sacred rituals, sometimes sacred sexual rituals. And then they withdraw, they went back into their temple and they rejuvenated and renewed their virginity, their wholeness with sacred springs. And I think that this is such a beautiful image, and it's completely independent from your sexual orientation or your physical gender. It's such a beautiful image, this priestess energy, that you go out into the world, that you are in service, that you are in connection, that you are in relationship, and then you retreat, you withdraw, you clarify yourself, you purify yourself, you center yourself. Vesta was the hearth fire, which was, and that is not myth, that is history in Rome, in the Hellenic times in Rome, in every at the center of the house was a fire, and that was the symbol for Vesta. So Vesta was the sacred fire in the center of the home. And Vesta is so much about this inner flame, about this focus, about this centeredness. I strongly connect Vesta with Virgo, not only because she is now in Virgo, but in general. I think Dimitra George, in her beautiful book, Asteroid Goddesses, I think she connects Vesta with Virgo too. So there is this purity, this purification, this detox process that we experience every year during Virgo season. And this year it is even emphasized with Vesta in the mix. And I think there is this deep, deep need to withdraw, to center yourself in your values, in your body, in your being, before you go out into relationships, before you are in service. Or not before, it's more like a cycle. It's cyclical. So you retreat, you be in service. You retreat, you be in service. And maybe the cycle is in one day, and maybe it's in 1 week, and maybe it's in 1 year. Maybe you are in a huge hermit phase and need a long, long, long retreat before you go back into the world. But yeah, I think you know what I mean. And this idea of self-sovereignty and of centering yourself and of self-integration is also so important with Vesta in Libra. So since the North and South nodes are in Aries and Libra, it's all about letting go of our fawning patterns, of our people-pleasing patterns, to really allowing ourselves to be the leader of our life, to show up authentically and bravely in relationships. And here comes a new layer and a new level of being yourself in relationships in a very integrous and very grounded and very centered way. So really allowing yourself in your partnerships, in your friendships, in your professional relationships, in the relationship to your clients, to your patients, to your customers, to own this priestess vibe, to see that you stay centered in yourself while you are in relationships, and or allow yourself to retreat completely from your relationships. So it depends very much about your life situation, about your circumstances, about your personality, if you're more an extrovert or more an introvert. It's very much about yeah, what is possible for you. And I think that for everybody, no matter what, there is a certain amount of stepping back and center yourself that is independent from your circumstances. So maybe it means for you that you allow yourself to be more self-centered and to be more grounded in your body and to be more connected to your inner flame, to your values while you are in the relationship. Maybe that also means that you really step back from relationships and allow yourself to be alone. If you are a mother, that might be difficult. So it depends very much on your personal situation and your circumstances. And I think that it is important that we are very aware of our patterns in relationships, in the way we serve, in the way we are here for others, in the way we want to help and support and yeah, others or the world. So start by yourself. How are you doing? Are you nourishing your inner flame? Are you doing things that nourish your body, that help you to stay grounded? Are you centered in yourself? especially in the midst of changes. And from that place, go out. So be more in this priestess or queen position. Because I think that if you are always in the doing, and helping, serving, it's, you see what I do with my body. It's more like in a collapse. It's more like it's in a collapse, or it's really in this fight, flight, being very much in action all the time and can't taking a breath. And when you lean back and when you allow yourself to be more centered, then you also allow that life is coming to you, that opportunities are coming to you, that you can receive life more, and that you rest. And there's another thing, another transit that really shows us that it is so important that you take time to integrate, you take time to withdraw. And that is the fact that Uranus is stationing retrograde, and that Pluto is retrograding back into Capricorn. So I think, and Uranus is forming a trine to Pluto. So Pluto will stay in Capricorn until November of this year, and then finally move into Aquarius, and then stay into Aquarius for the next decades. But I think that this all symbolizes that transformation, which is very much a word that we can connect with Pluto and also Uranus, needs integration. Virgo, retrogrades. So Pluto's return to Capricorn can also indicate that all themes and all patterns and all topics could resurface. Why? To be integrated and understood anew. So you may feel old fears, but you also know down deep in your body that you can't and don't want to go back. You are ready to live anew and follow your inner guidance. And also be very gentle with yourself when these old topics show up. Work with a healer, work with a somatic practitioner, do inner work. If it is possible to work with professionals, do that. And I think that especially Uranus retrograde in Taurus, I think Uranus retrograde is always this longer time where that shows us, self-liberation, changes, that all needs to be integrated. And you are doing so many new things right now. Not only right now, this whole year is very transformative. There are so many surprising things happening. And we are actually diving into eclipse season. So if you ask me, I think that the whole year feels like an eclipse. The whole year feels like a catalyst for change. And I mean, we have the fiery North Node in Aries, the air sign of Libra. So there is a lot of yang energy in the field. We have Jupiter and Gemini. So it's really important to rest, to integrate in the way and in the form that you can. And I know it is a privilege. I'm self-employed. That on the one hand means that I can decide when I want to work and when I don't want to work. On the other hand, that means when I don't work, I don't earn money. It's not the thing, not exactly that way, but I think you get the point. So everyone has their own personal struggle around resting, because we live still in a society and in a world that glorifies work and glorifies work, and rest is not allowed. So allow yourself to integrate, to center yourself again and again, especially in the midst of changes. And I think it is in Virgo season so important to really not overwhelm yourself. Do the baby steps, find a balance between what can I do right now And also, how can I release my attachment to the outcome? And how can I bring my calling into form and refine my ideas and find a new balance in relationships? What are my patterns? Am I very much always in service because I'm afraid of losing connection when I retreat, and then working with this fear of losing connection, so that you really establish new pathways in your body that you can stay connected and also take time for yourself. Really this idea that if you are authentic and if you follow your heart, then you are in true service, and true humbleness really means to be yourself and to not dim your light, because that is not in service for the world. Yeah, I think these are the most important things I wanted to say. Let's see what is coming up. Yeah, if you are interested in more energy updates or a deeper dive into the energy of Virgo season, and meet me in person via Zoom. So if you wanna talk with me and be inspired by my energy transmissions, and also dive deeper into the body and get a somatic practice to handle the current energies a little bit better, then I have a free offering for you. It's new that I'm doing it. It's the first Astro and Soma, the first Astro and Soma gathering. And my first Astro and Soma gathering is happening on September 11 at 10 a.m. PST, which is 7 p.m. Central European time, and I think it's 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can check out the link below the video. There you find all the information and you can sign up for free. And if you speak German, come to the gathering on September 12th, one day after. Then I do the same thing in German language. So September 11, Astro and Soma gathering in English language. September 12th, Astro and Soma gathering in German language. And both events are for free. You can join live via Zoom. There will be a recording that will be available for around 1 week. So if you cannot make it live, you get the recording when you sign up. But I highly recommend you to be live there, because this free gathering is really about being in connection with you, being in exchange with you. So I will give you an energy update first. Then I will guide you into a very gentle but still powerful practice from somatic experiencing that helps you to handle and to navigate the current energies of change better. And then we will have a Q&A. So that means you have the opportunity to ask me your questions around astrology, around all things personal development, and all things evolutionary astrology, and all things somatics. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this free Astro and Soma gathering. I hope that I can see you live there. I am no longer active on Instagram. I still have my account, but I'm no longer active on Instagram. So these are my Jupiter and Gemini square Saturn and Pisces new decisions. And so I was looking for ways to stay connected with you in a real and authentic way, and without being limited by algorithms and having others making the rules. So I am very happy that I offer this first free Astro and Soma gathering to really stay in true and honest and authentic connection with you. And if you like my approach to astrology, I also highly recommend you to sign up for my free newsletter. I have a weekly newsletter which comes with a lot of inspiration about current transits and energies, which comes with, I put so much love and devotion into my newsletter. So this is now my main platform, so to say. So I still post on Instagram from time to time, but if you really want to get inspiration and information from me, sign up for my free newsletter. You are asked if you sign up for my free newsletter if you want to receive it in German or in English language. So I send it out in both languages. Same with the free Astro and Soma gathering. Please check the box if you want to attend in German or in English language. And also, I have some free gifts. There is a free Mercury course that you can join. There is a free Venus guide and maybe some other freebies. I am working on one. Maybe you already find it in the show notes below the video. Check it all out. It's for free. It's fun. It's very, very full of valuable information and inspiration. And I'm very happy to stay connected with you. If you want to check out my paid offerings and my upcoming transit course, so I have a advanced course, Transits for Evolution, which comes to you this fall. You can already join the waitlist for the pre-sale. So all the information about my paid courses, my paid offerings, my free offerings, and of course my one-on-one sessions. I give one-on-one evolutionary astrology sessions. I give one-on-one somatics meets astrology sessions, and I give one-on-one astro mentorings where I teach you astrology one-on-one. You find all of that below the video. And now I say, please, if you watch this video on my channel, Verena Borell Astrology, please follow my channel, like the video, share this video with your friends, your family, your clients, your community if it was helpful. And if you don't watch this video on my channel, please have a look at Verena Borell Astrology and meet me there too. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video, and I just hope that you have a grounded, centered, faithful, healing, clarifying Virgo season. And don't forget, be courageous, but also be loving, and really allow yourself to stay in the here and now, to let go of your perfectionism and to take one step at a time. I send you so much love and take care. Until next time.